Hello and welcome to yet another talk show. As I said last week, I finally decided to bite the bullet and embrace my dream. And so here we are, baby steps. I'm starting a series of chats with the most remarkable and inspiring people that I know, starting with those closest to me. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, starting with those close to me in the fashion industry. I just know that they will inspire and touch your lives as they have done for me. So I'm so excited and giddy to introduce my guests for today because they have proven na my forever. He is a respected actor, and according to IMDb, he has 102 credits for local and international TV shows and movies. He's also
si Myrza, alam yun.
Health and fitness entrepreneur and advocate. She, on the other hand, is the longest lasting fashion model in the Philippines. She's still closing the top fashion shows in a way that only she can. Sorry. Take two. She's also a TV actress, and they are both animal rights advocates, and they are also both writers for the parenting section of the Philippine Daily Inquirer. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet my very good friends, Ricardo Cepeda and Marina Benipayo. Yay!
Hi! Bakit si Richard yung nandyan?
Ano?
Dapat gumawa ka
Marina,
na.
please explain your very Zoom situation right there. She had a tita moment.
Screen na lang. Kasi I forgot my password. Pero mo, I applied lang last night. Tapos nakalimutan ko na password ko. Tapos nilagay ko sa papel so I can remember. But I forgot where I put the paper.
Well, you can probably remember pages and pages of a script, but you don't know where you put your password.
Kasi malaking script eh. Alam ba yung script eh.
Nilagay ko sa post-it. Ayoko na, hindi ko na gagawin yun.
The important thing is that you're together at home, lockdown love, as I said in my introduction. How are you locking down? It's just the two of you and all the cats, or the kids too?
Well,
no, the kids aren't here. It's only the two of us.
there's three of us pala.
Ito po,
Kitty.
45 days.
Hindi pa kami nagsasakalan. Malapit na.
May division kami sa house.
Anong division nyo?
Siya
of labor?
Siya sa kitchen.
Kitchen ako. Tapos si Marina sa laundry room.
And we can go through one whole day without speaking to each other, and yet okay kami.
On purpose or not on purpose?
No, kasi may kanya-kanyang gawain. Like I do I have my page na Ricardo Cepeda. So ang hirap pala edit ng video for content. And doing that. And then Marina is doing all her craft projects. Now she's dissecting old shirts and old pieces of cloth and tearing them up into shreds.
No, I always want to keep my hands busy. I grew up that way. So, I don't want time na nasasayang. So, kailangan lagi may ginagawa.
So, is every retaso, placemat, old clothes, has everything been converted?
String, pieces of string.
Lalakad ako, uy, may tali! Pwede pa to.
What are some of the crafts that you've been what have you been transforming besides? If you don't know, Marina has a line of bags called ano na nga?
Well, it's parang upcycled items. You know, I start with something and then it ends up with
Something else.
something else na mas nagagamit. Like for example, yung placemats, di ba? Ay, ang dami-dami-daming placemats. So yung mga extras, you know, I make them into bags. I have, minsan I have tela from my mom and then I make tote bags.
Oh, a lot of the materials she has are these old stuff that you can't even find in stores anymore.
Oh, and then I have yung mga, si Mama, yung ginanchilyo yung mga flowers, which she doesn't design. Anything that I can find na pwedeng gawing ikabit, idikit, itahe. You know, I do it. And it's nice kasi nalilibang ako. Wait, you know, we don't even have Netflix.
I know. Can you please explain why, or is it on purpose, or you never got around, or is it a tech problem, or a data problem?
We did the Kuripo thing with the 30-day for free.
Okay.
But we still ended up not watching.
Yeah, we found out that it just had us losing so much time. Because like we do home workouts, we do these little projects here and there, and then we also clean up the house ourselves. So Netflix found that we were awake at 4 a.m. 3 a.m.
Oh.
We need to sleep. So, diba?
So there's actually no need for it.
Sayang, you know, we wish we did have the, I don't know what do you call that, yung gana to watch, yung time to watch. Pero, kasi there's so many things to do here eh. I mean, we don't have a kasambahay. So, and we're not the type to, hindi ko kaya yung nakaupo sa bed for an hour watching. So, I always end up leaving the room.
So, hindi ka dumaan sa period na muni-muni, feeling sad and depressed, unable to be productive. Kasi ako, dinaanan ko yun eh.
But I take those times as times for my brain to rest. I mean, di ba pwedeng lahat na lang, laging may gasolina yung katawan, ano? Hindi mo pwedeng...
Yeah, when we're sleepy, we're sleepy. We'll nap and then find out that that it's already like 5 p.m. na or something. But you know, there's so much free time now that you find out there's so much time to do stuff pala.
So what's on your to-do list?
Well, right away for me, there's I work on the meals. What are we going to do? What are we going to? And then it's my chance to experiment with recipes that I've been playing with, and now I can.
Wow.
This is my critique.
Yeah, actually, I used to cook, but ever since sabi ni Joshua, Mama, Tito sinigang tastes much better than yours, kapal na mo. So pinasa ko tayo corona. Nagalinis na lang ako. And I've never really cooked ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Richard is actually, are you a HE graduate?
HRA.
HRA, okay.
Yeah.
HRA. So
and I got into that because I mainly saw that there weren't too many culinary schools before, and I love to cook. I love to cook. So when I sat in a classmate's class in UP before, and she was taking HRA. It was cooking, and I ended up sitting in, and then actually, well, wala na siguro yung teacher na yun, but I cooked their dish.
Oh, you took over from the teacher.
Yeah, they had a group. No, the teacher left and she gave the instructions for groups to cook. And then when...
Bumili ng pagkain yung teacher.
I don't know what she did. She went out. They had the ingredients. They had the instructions on how to cook it. It was adobo. And then the group that was trying to do it, the group from my friend, they were trying to do it and I was like giving tips every now and then. And then I got nainip because they couldn't get instruction, and I said, ako na. So I made it, and then when the teacher came back, I was done. And then they got the high mark.
Oh.
And I said, you get graded pala for this? And then I shifted that course na.
Galing! Galing mag
Galing.
sobra. I gained 10 pounds just by being with
Okay, if you gain 10 pounds, where? In your hair or your foot?
muscle.
Show the muscle. Show
I
that
cannot
muscle.
see the 10 pounds. I'm sorry. So,
I
Richard,
am 10 pounds through laughter.
my friend Tara Sering said in the comments, Marina's cackle is giving me life.
Oh,
A lot of people, because we both play contrabidas, di ba, on TV and in movies. And a lot of people thought that it was something she was doing for acting. It was like a fake.
No, because, di ba, when you laugh, di ba, if you're enjoying, you bigay mo lahat, di ba?
Ay,
Enjoy.
she does
Sample
that.
sample ng evil cackle.
Burps. I do that.
Oo, she burps loud, sneezes loud.
Kasi kailangan lumabas lahat ng air. Di ba? Para clean.
Lahat ng air. Even the
Oh, true intimacy. Pasample nga ng mga evil laughter nyo as contrabidas on your shows.
ako it's more like when I'm just it's just the usual thing. Ay mga
May ginawa akong time na inaapi ko yung dalawang teenage na artista, tapos nilalait ko yung lalaki, tapos sabi ko, ano, ito?
Oh my God.
Top!
Panalo.
And she loves that line from Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh. Did you audition for that?
I didn't even know there were
Yeah.
auditions.
We just found out after that there were auditions after na.
Hindi ko matatalo si Chris Aquino.
Well, magkakaroon ng part 2 and 3, so maybe be on the lookout. You never know. So, Richard,
Chris.
sorry?
Chris Aquino.
So, Richard, anong ulam tonight?
Tonight is a toss-up because a while ago we had adobo for lunch. And normally we do that like one meat. It's like a big thing that stretches out through the day na. During this quarantine, we've just decided to do one major meal and then we may eat the same thing later, whatever's left.
Yeah, because you can't, we really don't have full lunches and full dinners.
One is a big meal and then there might be a smaller meal.
You only have one big meal in a day, and then throughout, bahala na si Batman.
But we've been going crazy on grilled cheese sandwiches and egg salad sandwiches.
Egg sandwich!
And
So
this explains why
Egg
they
salad.
look exactly as they did in the 90s when they were still both models. Do you both do intermittent fasting?
Yes. Actually, she was doing, when she's the one who pointed it out, the basic intermittent fasting, the
I didn't even know I was fasting.
16-8, where you don't eat for a 16-hour window. She said, well, that's what I used to do when I was in school.
Remember before, the 90s pa, or when I was raising my kids, I used to have crackers lang for a day because, budget-wise, I made sure lang that my kids were able to eat well. Tapos ako, ano na lang yung tira. So I had one small meal a day, which usually was just a pack of Skyflakes and water.
Yeah, she could survive on one pack of Skyflakes and a little bottle of water, which she would refill because she was saving money. So she'd refill in the hotel or in the restaurant that little bottle. I couldn't believe that she was surviving on one pack
Actually,
of
I can't
Skyflakes.
believe I survived. Pero, that's the way it was. That's why when he was talking about yung IF, diets, and I said, hey, ginagawa ko yan doon kumakain ako one very small meal per day and only water.
And
diba?
actually today it is called alternate day fasting, which Andre and I actually do it when we can. Well, very challenging during lockdown times, but method pala yung ginagawa mo. Akala mo nagtitipid ka lang, pero actually, it's a scientifically sound way to be healthy.
Yeah, actually, they were saying the ones who pointed out that you have to eat 3 meals a day with a snack and everything. Other people selling food.
Yes, actually. It's
and then everybody's doing the 3 meals, big 3 meals, and then wondering why they have weight problems.
And
it's
now
just
we found out na marketing pala yun, hindi science.
Oh, marketing. Everything's marketing.
Speaking of those early days na nagtitipid ka so your kids could eat, can you, well, maybe first let's talk about...
Ang daming pwede pag-usapan, no?
Where do we start? Let's start from your love story. But fast forward to how did you find each other again? Actually, 10 years ago? Is it 10 years ago?
Si Richard na yun, kasi
9 years.
he loves talking about it.
Go!
And the tadhana yun, because diba I stopped, I already left, I was already doing movies, TV, wala na sa modeling. And then once in a while, I would see her and sila Desiree Verdadero and the others, mga events like judging.
I know!
Yeah, Bong Ricardo.
Actually,
They would call up for judging. So we'd see each other once in a while, but friends pa rin. Because that's in modeling, we were just co-models. We were co-models, co-workers, but there was nothing between us, except for the first time I saw her.
Oh, what do you mean?
Siya lang.
Ako lang yung attraction nun. I know the year. This was 1986. Now I was a gym instructor in Makati, and across the street from our gym there was this karinderya, and one of the owners, the daughter, was from Marinol, and I would always direct everybody in the gym. We would always direct clients to go eat there, to help them out. So one time I was working out, and I looked out the window and I saw all our clients were going over to eat. So then here comes this tricycle, and out comes our friend, Mara. She comes out, and following her out of that little tricycle comes this tall, gorgeous.
Ooh.
Hindi yan. No, it was Marina, and I said, "Wow, you can really dance."
Ano ba you can really dance na yan? TikTok?
Sa TikTok yun. Sa TikTok. So I called a lunch break for myself, and then I went across the street to get introduced to her. And
love at first sight.
Attraction. Because I just asked her about if she was going into modeling, because 5'10". So she said she wasn't interested, she wasn't into that, something. So ako naman, pa-impress. Naka-start ko pa lang sa modeling. So I had to really push the point na model din ako.
Model.
I'm a model, I should know.
I'm a model, you know what I mean.
And I didn't see her again. Every once in a while, sisilip ako sa karinderya, and she wasn't there. And then a few months later, biglang model na siya sa model.
I can really dance.
Wait, sorry to interrupt, but you're kind of in the dark. Maybe you can have there. Let there be light. That's you can really dance.
So fast forward, 1990 is already when we started our showbiz career with sila Bong Regala, Christopher Llanes, Lou, and everything. We started in Regal. So 25 years later, I was doing My Binondo Girl on Channel 2. And then they said, we need to add another character to the cast, because I was playing this really, really evil evil bad guy in the thing, and they said they needed somebody to play against me, my ex-wife from China. So they were looking for somebody who was chinita, na may presence.
Wow.
So they said, we gotta get somebody who's may dating, may presence, but has to be talented, of course, intelligent, smart, with a good sense of humor. And then they couldn't get that person, so they got Marina. No, so I didn't even know, because they showed us a thing about they showed me a list. They said these are all the actresses we're planning to try to get us to play the role, and I knew all of them. They're all character actors. I knew all of them, and somehow it wasn't happening. So we were delayed on the script, on the tapings, because we didn't have that character casted. And then one day, Sian Lim comes back, who plays my son, and he comes to me and says, "Dad, I've got a mom. I finally got a mom. They casted the mom for me, and she's a model. She's Marina Benipayo."
Woohoo!
So I said, "Oh, right? Great. So I called her up on my phone ring and welcome to the girl. Man.
We were talking about it yesterday nga. Kasi sinabi ko, what a blessing it was because the girl was, let's say, October, no? That same year, April of that year, napasukan kami dito sa house ng kids.
Ng burglar?
Stole ni Mama. Lahat ng kayang nakawin, kahit alkansya ng kids ninakaw.
Oh my God.
And then, everyone saying, and then I was at a loss because I really didn't have anything at that time. We just moved back from Angeles, and then I had to pay rent here and then makuryente. I was worried, di ba? And then everyone was saying, the important thing is you're safe, and you have your ATM, di ba? Your ATM card. Sabi ko, my God, hindi nila alam, 2,800 pesos lang laman na ATM card at that time. And sabi ko, how? What's happening, di ba? I just came from crisis, through the years, there has been crisis and crisis. Pero we were able to, we and the kids, we were able to survive it all. But this was the heaviest, no? So sabi ko talaga, my God, ano pangyayari sa akin? But you know what? Since I have no choice, I cannot complain, I cannot question. I didn't want to question, why this was happening. So I just let go and left everything to what was planned for me and my kids. A couple of months later, anyway, yung landlady ko for that month, sabi niya, hindi ko pa babayarin ng rent. So, everything just fell into place. And then a couple of months after that, that was the year that the Dubai-based designers started coming in and doing shows in Manila. And then, biglang lahat sila, ako yung nagko-close ng mga shows. So, I had extra income, di ba? And then, the girl came in that October. So, from then on, I was still able, sabi ko talaga, siguro, we need to fall and fall again because there are lessons to be learned, blessings to be received, so we can appreciate them better. So after that, the girl, I was able to pay my children's tuitions, no? I was able to go back, we went back to our feet again, and then, nagkita kami ni Richard. Oh, bonus. And then, from then on, things got really easier kasi, I used to do everything in the house, luto, laba, plancha, linis. Nandito na ito, may cook na ka.
Wait,
actually,
paano nagka-developan?
Sa taping kasi ba, sa taping, when you're on the set, ang daming tao, like, there's a minimum of about 80 people who aren't even seen on camera. And so, ang dami mong nakikita, you see these people na come and go. There are people who are your friends, but parang just for that project. And then here comes my old friend. Here comes an old friend from the past. And so when I got to see her there, I was so happy to see her, and she was happy to see me. So we would hang out always whenever she has taping or we had tapings together. We'd be talking about life.
Richard is such a gentleman, di ba? So I went there, wala akong sariling chair, gave me a chair. Pagka mealtime, nahiya ako to ask. So he'll get my,
I would get her food for her.
My food for me, gano'n. So lagi kami magkasama. And then, yan mo na dun sa
O sige. Kasi,
fast
forward ko, when, on days na wala siyang taping, nami-miss ko na siya. Parang hinahanap-hanap ko. May taping ba si Marina ngayon? Wala.
Tapos tatawag siya, tawagan ako, tapos magchichismisan kami.
What's happening on the set, ganyan. So eventually, di ba dati kasi sa modeling, di ba, Myrza, we had this thing with, na parang you try to avoid model-to-model relationship, di ba? So, that's, tawagan namin sa set si brother, si sister.
Ooh.
And then I kind of said, sorry, pero parang hindi na sister ang tingin ko sa'yo.
Oh my gosh! Saan mo to sinabi? Sa phone or in person?
Okay.
Kasi may time sa Binondo Girl na yung taping every day. I was also doing everything in the house, di ba? So nagtalaba ako 2 a.m. just to finish everything. And then, inuumaga kami. I got sick. So, parang sabi ko, sandali, yung sweldo ko yata dyan, mapupunta lang pag na-hospitalize ako. So I asked if the character can possibly
be taken out.
Oh, di ba? Kasi it was
affecting
really bad kasi I was getting sick. Tapos sabi, hindi pwedeng mamatay si Benju. Di ba? Hindi pwedeng mamatay. So, binigyan na lang nila ako ng time to rest. Sabi ko, sige, mga 1 week, hindi, 3 days, eh. Okay. But I thought, I had the idea na hindi na ako lalabas again. So, we had our last conversation.
Parang yung, say everything you can now kasi baka mamaya hindi magkita na naman.
So, sinabi niya na. Tapos sabi ko, actually, alam mo, sorry, parang ako din, I think I feel something talaga. Pero ito na.
Pero baka baka parang di ba? Parang hindi pa tayo sure. Baka it's just yung feeling of working together.
Pero ito na. Sabi ko, maganda to, makinig kayo, ha? At sabi ko, hindi na tayo bata. I think we can just say whatever we want. So, ganito gagawin ko. Hahalikan kita. Hahalikan kita. And then, if nag-kiss tayo, tapos walang tayong naramdaman.
Walang electricity.
Quits lang. Friends na lang tayo ulit. Friend zone. Pero, pag may naramdaman tayo, aminan. Para alam natin where to go from here. Because, actually, okay lang kami. If I remain single, he remains single, I'm fine, he's fine. So sabi ko, nahiratsada na natin to para, we can go to the next level if there is.
Wala na, at this age, wala nang paligoy-ligoy pa. We already knew each other from before that. Ay, teka, sinabi ko rin sa kanya, matagal kitang gustong halikan.
Kasi matagal kitang gusto halikan.
So tara, testing natin.
Diba? Parang rom-com talaga. Wait, saan ito? Where's this conversation taking place? On the set? In the car?
Hindi, sa loob. Pumasok tayo kasi, nakikinig ko.
Because we were talking outside the car because we ended up taping. That was
5:30, lumalabas sa araw.
We ended
5:30 a.m. on the way home.
5 a.m.
Oh my God.
In front of the car, in the parking lot, sa set, where the location, we started talking. And then as we were getting serious in the talk, biglang may mga crew na eavesdropping.
Oh my God!
Because they were packing the stuff from the equipment from the taping. So we had to move into the car to finish talking in private. So yun na yung hahalikan kita.
Pero, wala tayong naramdaman, okay lang, quits. Total friends naman tayo, di ba?
No hard feelings, parang walang nangyari.
Parang wala, okay lang. Pero pag may naramdaman, you have to be honest with each other. Tapos kasi nga, hindi naman yun, hindi naman tayo high school. So, the rest is history. 9 years na kami.
Oh my God!
Kuryente.
May kuryente pa rin.
I can't believe 9 years na because remember that Christmas party in 2011? Hi, Desiree! Nung
Di ba may picture pa tayo doon?
Yes, I have the picture. Nung kinukwento ko pala. 9 years na pala yun.
9 years. Tapos, I told Desiree nga, and then Desiree said, huh? Noong una, she was parang skeptic. Sabi niya, hindi pwede yan, ganyan. And then when I told her, ayaw maniwala. Tapos sabi niya, nagalit. Sabi niya, di, Marina, parang mali eh. Parang mali kasi nga. Naturin ko, parang kapatid.
Oo.
Di ba sabi, parang kapatid.
Parang incest daw.
Oh my gosh!
Dating kay Des, parang incest.
Kasi di ba ate siya? So, pero natanggap naman niya.
Tapos sabi niya, ay, okay pala.
Okay pala. Obviously, after 9 years, what do you think clicked in both of you? What do you like about each other? And what do you think about each of your personalities melded or jive?
Actually, sense of humor siguro.
I think that's number one.
We just have so much fun with each other.
Also, we're not, we've gone through our own sets of relationships.
Yes, correct.
We've gone through different experiences already. Na by this time, yung age namin, lahat naman tayo gano'n. We get to a point where we get to be more flexible, more understanding, more giving of the other person, and more appreciative lang of the fact that we do have a relationship, that you do have someone. Diba? Kasi minsan, pag bata yun ang nagiging problema, you end up taking the relationship for granted. Because, kasi nandyan eh. Diba?
Nandyan lang siya.
Yeah, so, pero when we're older siguro, and we know how it feels to lose people we love.
Or then you also have a balance of you realize what some stuff are not worth arguing about anymore. You don't hold on to some points. Yeah. It's parang, we just kind of, when we get into heated discussion sometimes, we just kind of, then we come back.
Such as what? If you care to share for those who want to learn, what are things not worth fighting about and what are the deal breakers?
Well, sometimes, you kind of realize that they're very tiny stuff that they just get.
Kalat, yung clutter, kalat, ano pa ba?
Yeah, yung mga
Sino bang makalat? Pareho.
No. In our own ways. Pero she likes to clean up right away.
Oh,
right away.
Okay. She's OC about it.
Minsan nga he's deleting, I take the plate.
Yeah, it's like I'm going for a second helping sana, but because my plate is cleaned already, my plate is starting to disappear na. She's already taking it. I'm like, parang, sige, tapos na ako.
Sanay ako sa clean up, we go.
Because I saw one woman army before where she wasn't letting the boys do anything because she was doing everything. So it was always easier to just let the boys. Diyan lang kayo, ako na. If they try to help, it actually slows down the process. So actually, that connects even sa diet before. When we were bago pa lang kami, we made it a point to introduce each other to our kids, our own set
All right,
of kids na. So parang yung ease it in. So with my girls, I kind of said to them, I'm thinking of courting Menchu.
Gusto mo pa pag-usapan sa'yo?
Hindi kasi connected yan sa ano. So, game, go for it. Ang ganda niya.
Wow.
And they even, they already investigated her. One of my pamangkins, she even brought up her profile on Facebook and she said, go for it, Tito. Look, ganda niya. She's so
Cut kasi.
So, Then in her case, she introduced me to her boys. And then we didn't want to tell them right away. So there was the one time she said, okay, finally she said to them, we're going to, he's my boyfriend. And
And?
then Joshua said, hindi ba dati pa? Hindi pa dati pa.
Di ba dati pa?
Obvious
Okay.
na.
Oo, yung pagkalam nila, kami na.
Pero my boys and Richard, they hit it off naturally, and which is one of the best feelings, no, for a mom, no, na I have 2 kids, and ang question lagi is, paano kaya, how will they take him, di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi I had a relationship before na nung nag-split kami, sabi ko, boys, wala na kami. Tapos sabi, buti naman, ha? Ayaw niyo siya? Bakit hindi niyo sinabi? Sabi, mukha ka masaya. Sabi ko, no, you have to tell me. Kasi, sabi, buti na lang, nag-iwalay ka na, buti na lang it didn't work out. Because I would never want to put anyone else before my boys.
Yeah.
So, sabi ko, opinion is what counts. So next time, please, tell me. You have to tell me. And then after this, Richard, and then they hit it off quite well, you know.
And then my girls naman, botong-boto din sa kanya. They talk about all the stuff that they couldn't talk about with me. So to the point that I didn't even realize my girls had no dresses.
Oh, what do you mean?
Because I was like the hands-on dad. So I would take them for haircuts, hot oil. I would take them to shop for clothes. And then they would always say, what do you think? And I'd say, well, let's get you these. You want these? You want these? And while I was dressing them in jeans and, shirts and everything. And I thought that was fine. And then one time she gave them a whole bunch of dresses. And the 3 of us, me and the 2 girls, we were in a mall. And we went to the CR. I came out ahead, waiting for them to come out. And they came out of the thing, and I didn't even give them a second look because
you didn't recognize your own daughters.
In my mind, I was waiting for the 2 girls in jeans to come out. So, mommy, these 2 girls started heading towards me, and I was like, "Where are these 2 girls coming?" And then when they stopped, they said, "Dad, let's go." And I said, "Oh my God, that's you guys! You guys look good in dresses."
I said, Kuya Mark.
And she said, they said, "Yeah, we like them. They're really nice." I said, "Well, how come you guys never wore dresses before?" She said, "Because you never bought us. You're always buying us jeans." I said, "What dresses pala? Where'd you get these?" Marina.
How old were they at the time?
Gosh, that was
Pre-teens.
Teens na.
Twins. Ayun,
Oo.
twins.
No, close, later in their teens na.
Mga ganon. Pero alam mo, ano pala, may sagot sana ako dun eh. Sa things that hindi na kailangan pag-awayan.
Oh, ano?
Naalala ko lang ngayon before I forget. So anyway, okay sila ng boys. They even call him Pops. Hi, Kuya, love you. Tapos, the question kanina about what are the things na pwede na hindi pag-awayan. You know, one important thing is yung opinion ninyo ng opinions. Opinions or whatever, halimbawa, there's an issue and then the 2 of you have different opinions about it, opposing opinions about it. Lumalabas syempre yung, kailangan tama ako. Normal, no? Normal, very human. Kailangan tama ako. So, paglalaban ko yung paniniwala ko. And then same with the other. That's what happens in relationships. That's why couples fight. Because no one wants to give in. No? And minsan, because nga couple sila, they forget that, no, that's his opinion, that's your opinion, you respect that. Someone has to keep quiet. And just respect, di ba? Huwag nang pag-awayan. Kasi wala namang pupuntahan yung ganun eh. So for one thing, Richard and I, wala talaga, di ba? It's a waste of energy proving your
Agree
point.
to disagree na lang.
So we both agree to disagree. That's your opinion, my opinion.
Let's not try to force each other's opinion on each other.
Meanwhile, tuloy ang buhay, magluto ka na, doon ako sa work table.
Pero ano naman yung mga importante na dapat pagkasunduan? I mean, obviously, by now, having been having gotten PhDs in relationships, alam nyo na how to navigate a relationship, di ba? But what are like the really important things that you are on the same boat about? I guess when it comes to raising
Well,
kids,
parang,
you each have your own
yeah.
sets of kids, di ba? So hindi siya nagkakaroon ng conflict.
Yes, but there were times na, okay, we're blended, but when it comes to, halimbawa, teaching the girls about principles, what, you know, yung mga things they believe in, opinions, I leave it to him. He's the father. Now, my boys, pagdating din sa ganon, Richard doesn't meddle. You know, kasi, in the end, it's still, he's the father of the girls and I'm the mother of the boys. But everything is shared. But when it comes to molding, you know, molding the mind, things that we wish them to learn, you know, we left it to each other's, how he will teach his kids and how I will teach my boys. You know.
and then there are times that the girls will go directly to her and ask stuff that they want her to learn from her. And the boys as well will come directly to me and ask me about stuff they want to know that they can only get from me or that my girls can get from her. So we know that's the parang
Hi, Ronnie!
relationship.
Nakita ko na, hi, Ronnie! Yeah. Pero, saan ko ba before everyone kept saying, di ba, the number one thing na would make a relationship work is communication. Diba? But, in our case, I think, in our case, it's really trust.
Yeah.
If you trust. If you trust someone enough, you don't have to communicate too much also, di ba? Because if you trust him, I don't have to ask you sino kausap mo, you know, because I trust you, okay, may ka-text ka, di ba? So, if I trust him, I don't have to keep checking where he is pag nasa labas siya, di ba? Or nasa taping, sa shooting. Because I trust him, I don't have to ask. So, I think it's really trust is number one.
And vice versa.
Just so that the communication thing is easier, smoother, more manageable.
Where do you think? Sorry, go ahead.
No. And vice versa. The guy also has to trust the woman in everything, not just even in the relationship, also in her abilities. You know, so that I don't feel that she doesn't know what she's doing here, she doesn't know what she's doing there. I know what she's
Hi, Josephine!
So we trust each other that we know what to do to get our life going together. And yeah, so we don't what is it? We don't second guess each other.
Pero yung sense of humor, Myrza, ang laking bagay talaga. Humor.
In fact,
laugh at each other, laugh at yourself, just laugh. You know, don't be too
serious about yourself.
Wag masyadong sensitive. Alam mo yun? Kasi, it's really managing the relationship. It's not entirely paano tatagal itong relationship na to. It's how you manage it right now. Diba? Right
Every
now.
moment.
Kayo ni Andre, tagal-tagal nyo na kaya. O kayo, paano?
kayo yung guest ngayon. Pag siya na yung guest, ikaw nang mag-interview. But where do you think trust fails in? You think it's a function of age also? In younger couples, diba, usually may trust issues yan. Usually, maybe from your experience or from what you have learned through the years, when does trust fail and why does it fail?
Well, I think for younger people kasi, they're still not able to, okay, yung brain natin, ayun na.
Naku, ito naman. The brain, the capabilities of the brain.
Pag bata kasi tayo, after, pagka nasa 20, 25, between the ages of 20, 25, during the teen years, you have your first crushes, your first loves. And then, you have your failed, yung mga friend zone, di ba? Yung mga love that didn't work out. So, when you're about 20 to 30, medyo fresh pa sa puso mo and sa isip, yung rejection, the heartache that you felt. Now, you go into another relationship without being fully healed yet, without fully understanding, not having enough experience about this love or the love loss.
So may baggage.
Ang hirap kasi yung trust, paano mo ibubuo yung trust dun sa tao kung sa tingin mo, baka katulad siya nung ex ko.
Kinoconnect mo pa dun sa dati.
Kinoconnect mo pa. Diba? The advantage lang, once we get older, go through a lot of things, even hardships and anything through life, we are able to have the capacity to let go of things that happened in our past and just hold on to what is here and now and not be afraid of what will happen next.
Maulit yung dati.
Oo. Kasi nangyayari din minsan, I think, sa mga mas bata, either they become too dependent, too emotionally dependent on the other person, or they become too testy. Parang lagi, it's a test. It's a test of love. It's a test. It's a test. But when we're older, we're not like that anymore, di ba? It's not a test. It's life.
Life experience already teaches you what is important, what you don't have to fight for, what you don't have to insist is right or what is wrong. Parang you already have an idea what works best for you, what works best in your relationship, and what's important and what's not.
Pero ang hirap lang pag may infidelity, no? Alam ko, ang hirap.
Mahabang kwento yan. Next chapter. Next episode.
Dapat na walang chapter.
Oo nga.
Pero yun na
sa next interview mo, ibang show yun.
Oo. Psychiatrist na yung guest doon.
Pero, it's nice. One more thing that could make a relationship work is really just enjoy the life together. Enjoy the life that you have. I started feeling this way lalo na after my pneumonia in 2000. After that, and he saved my life. So sabi ko,
What do you mean he saved your life?
Ay, nako! Alam mo ba yun? But I didn't really post about it. But I was hospitalized.
When was it?
2015.
Oh, okay.
I almost became an angel.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then
I didn't know.
Buti na lang, luckily, he's here with me. Because if no one was with me in the house, I would have become an angel alone. Diba? So, he brought me to the hospital, took care of me, and then...
She couldn't breathe.
I couldn't breathe.
And her oxygen levels were so low in her body that her muscles she couldn't even get out of bed.
Oh my God.
I tried, but I dropped on the floor, kasi my legs felt like jelly na.
So luckily, binuhat ko siya.
Pero pag ganun,
Sobrang haba.
Tanda niya.
Down the stairs.
Kinaladkad pala, hindi kinarga.
Parang cinematic na lang. Binuhat ko siya. No, actually, parang ganyan yung over the shoulder thing.
Double pa.
Buti na lang we had already consulted with Doc JB, who's our neighbor, di ba? And JB said, if there's an emergency, okay lang to go to the nearby public hospital because it's the nearest one and they have the equipment naman. So, medyo comedy yung incident na yun. Although, when we got to the hospital, ito driving in, emergency room. Gasping for breath.
Wow.
Hinarang kami ng guard. Ops. Saan kayo? This is like...
I was there. Talaga.
This was like 3-4 a.m. Something early morning.
2
a.m. And so, why else? Diba you're driving into the emergency? Humarang siya.
Right. Duh.
Saan kayo?
Saan kayo sa kumakdo? Hayop ka din ako.
So sabi ko, sa emergency room ba? And he says, Oh, sige, mamaya kukunin ko na yung pang-parking.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you bet. So, I parked it in front of the emergency room entrance, and there's no staff, that comes out like in the movies where they come out and see what's wrong. So I had to run in. So I came. May wheelchair ba kayo? May wheelchair ba kayo? Opo. Ayun po. So I had to get it myself.
Anong klaseng ospital ba yan?
Itago natin sa So, and this wheelchair was, I don't know, it's not the wheelchair with the big wheels. It's this stainless steel para matibay. Stainless steel thing with the small wheels. So it's really a chair with wheels. So I put her on the chair.
Hello, Ethel!
And then I brought her into the triage, where they determine. So they were so bored. But here she is gasping, So she's gasping for air, and then I bring her in, and then I go, emergency. Sandali lang, mag-fill up kayo ng form.
Oh my God!
And she's next to me gasping. So I'm filling up the form, and of course because we rushed, I didn't have my glasses. So and that little thingy they stick on the finger.
Yeah.
It your heart rate, but it also reads your oxygen level. So, we out of their board something or other. They're like, teka, okay, sir, habang kukunin namin yung ni ma'am. They stuck it on her finger. And then they're like,
Oh my gosh. You did brace hell?
No, they go, ay, dalhin niyo na si ma'am dyan sa baba. Suddenly they were in a rush. So, ako naman, I started.
Ay, nagmamanhid na my body.
Ano ba yan?
Talagang, wow.
And it turns out from when they stuck that thing on, they saw that her oxygen level going through her body was so dangerously low that later they told me if I had been 20 minutes later, she would have been dead na.
If the guard had not harassed you.
Or if we had...
Hindi pa rin namin hinabay yung guard. Sabagay, wala na akong energy para
if we hadn't even decided to go,
Yeah.
she could just take it off, she would have died in bed.
Oh my God.
I dreamt I was sick, no? I was sick for days. And then, that night, I dreamt that I couldn't breathe. So, alam mo nangyayari sa'yo, when you're dreaming that you cannot breathe, I can't breathe sa dream. And then I woke up. When I woke up, I really couldn't breathe.
Hindi pala siya dream.
There's no inhale. Okay, there's an exhale, but the exhale po humihina. Pero when you try to inhale, there's nothing. Wala. That's why sabi ko,
She
wow.
couldn't get anything. Even if her lungs are full of
no air.
Her lungs feel full, but there's no air, oxygen coming into the system. So that's why on the monitor, her oxygen levels were so down. So they rushed her. And this is the funny thing. In the emergency where we brought her, that's not the emergency room pala. That's where they check what you are. So they put her on a wheelchair and they had to bring her down to the basement on this winding ramp. And those cement blocks, there's a break between each one. So it's doing the
bakal yung
stainless steel. So she's sliding, and of course pumasok sa utak niya.
Ako, oh my God! Pag namatay ako sa kabaong, may peklat ako sa mukha.
They're pushing her down, and then the chair shaking.
Gaganusin ako.
First thing in her mind is star siya sa mukha, tapos nasa kabaong siya.
Hospital from hell pala yan. And yet, it's a near-death experience, and yet you two could see the humor in the whole predicament.
So they brought her down. I filled up the forms, and they said, okay, you can go to your wife na. I went down the ramp to the emergency room, and there's like 20 partition places.
Yung kunti na lang.
With the curtain, then there are 20 like that, and they're all closed. And so I said,
ang daming tao, puno at 2 a.m. Full, the emergency, that area.
And then I said to one of them, hinahanap kong asawa ko. And then the guys, they go, sumilip ka na lang. So, you're peeking through everybody's curtain.
Oh my God.
sorry, no. Sorry. Oh, no, sorry. Then some, then there's some fans pa.
Oh my God.
Ay, hindi pa artista kayo.
Tapos silip sa kortina. So,
Finally, I found her on a monoblock chair. Her cubicle had no bed, so she was on a monoblock chair against the wall, and then the oxygen is connected here to the wall, and so she just had the mask on. She was just so I found her there, and then I went around, and finally I said, I'm gonna find a bed for you. So I walked around, and luckily, the type of movies I've done kasi, mga action. Luckily, the fans of those are either security guard,
Oh my
attendant,
God.
police, sundalo.
may pinaalis sila. Balis ka dyan! Bawon ka! May papahigay kami.
Sabi niya, sir, napanood kita kay Fernando po. I said, oh, salamat. Naghahanap wala pang extra bed dyan kasi yung asawa ko, pwede makahiga. Hahanapan kita ng kama, sir.
Oh my God.
He went to another guy who
Okay ka na!
wasn't
Okay ka na!
serious.
Magaling ka na!
Somebody who wasn't so serious. They said, pwede ka sa chair, amin na yung bed.
Pwede ka na sa upuan!
So they put her in a fire. They changed the sheets, and then they disinfected the mattress and everything. And then they put new sheets on it, and then so she was in a bed na rin.
Pero wow.
And then they were trying to figure out what they could give her. They gave her Ventolin to open up her airways.
May in-inject sa akin, may Dextrose.
Were there actual doctors in that hospital?
Yeah, there were, and a lot of trainees.
Ooh.
More trainees.
And then there's one or two seniors lang there supervising them.
Because actually, they released me at 7 a.m. I was still sick.
They were actually asking if we could check her in. But then they said what they're going to do is give her medications, which she could do at home anyway, for what they were planning to do to her. And I had taping. At 7:30.
Oh my God.
Now, what he did, he asked Des, di ba Kapitolyo din naman siya, if I could stay muna sa house nila, their bed. Sige, so I stayed there, but I couldn't breathe.
She had that.
Chan ko, my stomach was...
Yeah, you could see her diaphragm was really like she was running a marathon. She couldn't really get any breath, and it only helped her when she was using the nebulizer because it was pushing air in. But as soon as the medication was done and you turn off the nebulizer, then she's gasping again.
But I was afraid to sleep. Kasi, sabi ko, baka managinip na naman ako. So anyway, that night, they brought me na to...
a real hospital.
Cardinal.
Yeah, sila Des brought her to
Cardinal Santos. Kasi talaga, sabi ko, I cannot, hindi ko kaya. I cannot go through another night like this. Kasi talaga, I had a hard time breathing. I was feeling chill. May chills ako. It's so weird. So they brought me to...
And they couldn't tell us what it was. The doctors couldn't tell us what she had. They said, we're going to run tests. And,
so now...
I can't help thinking if it happened now.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Nakalista na siya COVID.
Yeah.
Similar actually. Very similar. Tapos anyway, I was in also, ganyan, dalawang Dextrose.
She was stuck on the tank was stuck on her, and she had
full antibiotics, ganyan.
So they were actually, I had to research myself because they wouldn't tell us what it was, and then I just looked up the stuff on the chart, what medications they were giving her, and they were all pneumonia medications. And then somebody kind of gave us a tip that we had to ask the doctor directly and say, is it pneumonia? And then they said, we're still running tests.
But anyway, I stayed a week. And every day I'd ask the doctor, Doc, pwede na ba ako ma-check out? Doc, pwede na ba? Bakit? Kasi Doc, meron ako, kasi nung nag-check-in ako dito, nakapambahay lang ako. Nakapambahay lang ako, nakashort. pinadala ko sa husband ko, may dress ako dyan. Para mag-check out, kahit pa.
Maganda. Para ano.
Beauty pa rin, di ba?
Para at least yung exit niya, maganda. Para sa fashion show, yung final look na ano. So, meron siyang damit talaga naka-ready na may ano na.
Okay, siyempre sinasabi ko talaga, but I really want, hindi ko kaya sa hospital na nakahiga the whole day. Hindi ko kaya.
Ay, ito na.
Hindi ko kaya.
Ito na.
There's more, but wait, there's more.
She started sweeping her room. She started sweeping the floor of the room.
Nurse, pwede maghiram ng walis? Okay po, walis. And then,
But she needed to be on the oxygen.
may dextrose. May oxygen pa.
So, sumasama yung dextrose habang nagwawalit.
The dextrose on the wheels. And then the oxygen, parang siya yung scuba diver. She would take the oxygen, take a few breaths, then let go, then she'd go sweep, then run back to the oxygen again.
And then the nurse, and then pumasok ang nurse sa room. Sabi niya, Mrs. Sabi ko, kasi may nakita akong papel doon. Yung medyo yung floor. Hindi po, dapat di ba magwawalis? Ako, hindi ko kaya to. Pero I couldn't. Tapos nung wala ni oxygen, I started going out of my room sa dextrose, walking naman. Sabi, ano po kailangan din? Kailangan ko lang paglakad. So, 1 week.
She was a week in the hospital until they finally admitted it's most likely pneumonia.
Oh my goodness. So now,
But they never really gave a confirmation that it was for pneumonia.
when you read about COVID now, Marina, does it make you scared because it's so similar? And do you get anxiety from projecting? It might happen to me, already happened to me, or you just don't?
No, I just don't go out. I keep myself safe. Actually, Myrza, the reason why I also don't go out, kahit hindi quarantine. If you notice, you go out. I rarely go out at night. I rarely,
Oh, you mean in real life?
Yeah, because
Normal
I
life.
easily get sick. So, I really stay home most of the time, and then I save my energy for work. Lang talaga, kasi yun, kailangan ko yun. That's the only time I go out of the house. And then, I just really stay home mainly. Kaya nasanay ako, this quarantine. Tapos yung mga materials ko, inuubos-ubos ko na lang yung finding things to do because, di ba, an idle mind is a devil's playground. So, para I'll avoid thinking about whatever negativity.
We were actually discussing about that although we've always been doing it like that in normal life, especially now in the quarantine, we have these little achievements we do, like, I'm going to clean this park today. Tomorrow I'm going to clean this park. I'm going to cook this today, going to cook this. And then she's going to make this item.
I'm going to do 10 of this today. Okay. I'm going to do 5 of ganon.
So we feel that we're doing these little victories. We're doing these little projects, so it's not boring at home. We're not in a routine.
Yeah, while at the same time, of course, trying to do what we can para sa ibang mga frontliners, di ba? Pero besides that, we should also care for ourselves, di ba? After the quarantine, di ba, what do you have to speak for? Anong ginawa mo? I mean, there's no other choice but to be productive, di ba?
Yeah.
So it's nicer if you come out of the quarantine thing better than before. You should be fitter, you should be leaner, you should be smarter. Because we have all the time to learn, we have all the time to develop stuff.
Yeah, and know that we are still blessed compared to others.
You must be the most productive couple. So lockdown is nothing new since taong
So many things
ka pala.
Ha?
So lockdown is nothing new kasi ganito pala yung lifestyle mo ever since.
Well, now it's more focused na. Because part of it is once in a while I would ask her out to go watch a movie or something. So that would break actually from her projects.
Alam ko na ba't di tayo lumalabas? Because we don't drink.
Oh, okay.
So, party, naiingayan ako. Pero pwede karaoke. Pero,
Ay, mahihain ko.
Pero since we don't drink alcohol, parang wala kaming, we don't have the motivation to why should we stay outside, Parang,
or maybe you just really, really enjoy each other's company, and that's very rare. In fact, when you started to go out, those of us who have known you ever since were thinking, oh my gosh, he's the funniest guy and she's the funniest girl. And why did we think of that match long ago? But then I guess life had other plans and you had to take a more circuitous path before you would end up with each other. Do you sometimes think that it's destiny? Like, sobrang dami ng parallelisms from being single parents to having teenagers who are the same age.
Yeah. Sabi ko nga, I always said, parang we are each other's gantimpala.
And when we talked about it, that probably if we had tried when we were younger, it wouldn't have worked out. It wouldn't have worked out.
Or, 20 na yung anak namin.
Well, they're actually every year.
And then we're really payat kasi taking care of 20 kids.
How old are your kids now? And what are they doing? I know that you two are very proud of your kids. So care to let us know.
Kuya Mark is 25. He's an FA for Philippine Airlines. And then Joshua is, he'll be graduating soon from college. He's a model and volleyball varsity player. Good. And then
it works out, but actually it even worked out on the ages, that our kids are all close in age.
Yes, exactly.
Samantha is 26, so she's the eldest of the blended group. Then you have Mark, and then Sachi is months older than Joshua.
Okay.
So, upset si Joshua na siya pa rin ang bunso. But he's the tallest.
Joshua's the tallest.
And the ate, si Sam, is the shortest. Sam and Sachi are both content specialists. They write.
Wow.
I mean, right now Sam is also doing.
Sunny's.
Yeah, with Sunny's. He's a content manager for Sunny's. Where Sachi does a lot of online
So are they working from home now?
Yeah. Actually, even before the quarantine, the big chunk of their work was online, so they could work at home.
Happy sila.
It's no change for them. They don't even have to get out of their pajamas to get to work.
So how's work? Sorry.
Sorry.
How's work for Mark now na FA siya tapos walang flights masyado?
Okay, I just asked him.
They give them leave, right?
Parang naka-leave sila. And then, well, okay pa naman yung pal.
And they were given, I think, an allowance for so long lang.
But he's okay because he does also online trading. Trading. So
this has given him time to actually focus on that now. So he's actually earning a bit.
Tapos he loves studying about it. So yung time niya is really productive also.
And he's cooking.
And learning to cook.
Oh wow.
We do a chat where I give him the steps step by step, and then he asks me, and then he cooks it, and he shows it to me online what he did. And he's learning the recipes. We're both into Star Wars pa. So he's my pad. And ako yung master niya.
Diba? Are you not? Diba? I hope all single mothers would meet someone like him.
Can you enumerate the qualities that single mothers should Can you enumerate the qualities that single mothers should look for in a guy that's like Richard?
Well,
Maybe it can be a peg.
Number one quality of a guy to look for para sa mga single mothers is, una-una dapat kasundo niya yung kids mo.
And vice versa.
Question, yun na talaga.
I would think that's the most important.
That's the deal breaker.
Yeah, kasi ibig sabihin, if the guy can relate to your children, kahit hindi sila blood relative, that shows a lot about his character, di ba? His ugali, how he treats other people's children. So, malaking bagay yon. Once he passes that, ano na, parang madali. And then number two, he should also show the children that he treats you well. Diba? Because you also want the both of you to be examples, good examples, no, to these children. Para when they grow up, yun ang nakikita nila, yun din ang susundan nila.
Actually, what they're saying is that the kids learn more by observing. Not really observing, but what they see. They don't even know they're seeing it. But what they see in your relationship, eventually that's what they learn to look for as well.
Yes. Later in life.
More than telling them they do this, look for this. They have to see it from your relationship as well.
Number one is the guy your kids has to love him. Number two, he has to love you and show that love to your children. Diba? Number three. May number three ba ba? Marunong magluto. Number three, he should also be kahit papano emotionally and financially kahit papano stable. Yung hindi utang sa'yo, hindi utang sa'yo, hindi ka gagawing alipin, di ba?
or ikaw ang bahala sa ganito dahil hindi ako marunong yan. We always said that in our relationship, we were like, we came from a place of being good already. Where I'm good by myself, and where I'd be okay, but I'm better now because you complete me.
Pero kasi our priority talaga dapat sa single moms, it's really the children.
Single dads.
And yet, while this hasn't, if it hasn't happened to you yet, you haven't met the guy, or wala man sa isip mo to meet someone, pinaka-importante pa rin, you take care of yourself. You know, hindi ko naman sinasabing gumastos ka para gumanda ka. There are lots of ways to remain kahit paano clean, hygienic.
Shower every day.
Without having to spend, di ba? Feed your mind, feed your soul, mag-aral ka, di ba? Para when the time comes na mamimit mo yung Mr. Right mo, ano ka? Ganda ka, di ba? Buo. Masarap na usap, may laman na utak, di ba? Hindi siya mag-turn off.
Pero what she said a while ago, I really had the big point was that my kids liked her. And she got along with my kids.
Yung check nila mamaya na.
Because I think if you I'm not saying this is for everyone, but I think if you are serious about having your kids as a part of your life even later on, they should be getting along with your partner. So that there's no uncomfortable thing. Because we both came out from relationships prior where we had partners where our kids weren't so comfortable with them.
Yeah.
Somehow you could actually feel the difference here. Now, when we got together, you could really see the kids had a better energy around them, even among each other. So, it's a big part is that you have to keep the kids in mind as well.
Ahirap, no? Parang ahirap gawin.
Mahirap. But then obviously, it takes a while for you to become whole, diba? Before you find another whole person. And when you say that self-care is very important, work on yourself, it must have been hard being single parents. Can you kind of walk us through what you had to go through na you're working so hard as a single parent ka, and yet you have to take care of yourself? What was that like, and what advice do you have for people in the same situation?
I always say before that's Skyflake story, di ba?
Yes.
Kasi there was a time we lived in Angeles, me and the kids, and every time there's a show, I'd wake up
In
early.
Manila.
Oo, in Manila. No, I always drove back and forth. Plus, I had work in Angeles. I did everything that I can. You know, lahat ng pwedeng pagkakitaan, basta legal din. No, I worked, I had 3 jobs and still, you know, to pay for everything, no, your rent, utilities, your kids' education, it's hard. But during that time, I vividly remember saying, it is hard, but I will do it anyway. I will not complain, not because complaining takes up much of your energy also, and staying negative takes up so much energy.
It doesn't solve the problem.
Yeah, so you put that energy into doing what is right, what should be done, no, for the kids. And then, the thing lang na medyo nagsisisi ako is my nutrition. Because pinabayaan ko talaga with that skyflakes thing. But I survived. You know, I didn't have working lunches. So I had working lunch, I had walking lunches. So, pag libawa mo, pag may show tayo, libawa, kakain. And then, si Jackie, diba, would give allowance for food. I didn't spend it. Because I'm, kain tayo sige. Sige, I'd separate. Because I would eat my skyflakes and water and then meet you guys after na lang. So, I always did that. I was never, I never really went out because I didn't want to spend on drinks or other expenses other than the basics. And then, pero yun nga eh, nakakatuwa isipin lang how at that time I kept saying, matatapos din to. I just, you know, I just continue, keep moving, learning. I even enrolled myself in an MA master's.
Yeah,
class.
I remember. Master's in psychiatry or something.
Pero, so no, I have to do something and my brain has to keep moving because once we go back to Manila, I cannot be the same Marina that everyone saw before. I have to at least be the better version na, di ba? Older, but better. So, ayun, and then we got back here, hirap pala, no? Pero okay. Now that I'm recalling it. Pero you know what? My kids kasi, what made it lighter, kasi my kids never complained. They never asked for anything. Nung nauso yung mga PlayStation, ano ba yung mga nauso yung iPad, mga ganon, they never asked for anything. Tapos ako, sorry Mark Josh, okay lang, hindi ko kayo nabila ng ganyan. It's okay, ma, we can always watch them play. You know? So, I think ang laking bagay din na you focus also, since you can't afford to give them anything financially, you can always afford to give them something that's free. You know? That's your heart, your brain, alam mo na utak mo, paano mo sila tuturuan ng tama, how will they know right from wrong? Those are all free. So that's what I took advantage of. No, I took the free ones. No, I gave them everything that I know na libre without having to spend. And in the long run, it paid off, you know. Okay sila ngayon.
It was to the point nung bago pa lang kami, we would have to force the boys to accept stuff. Like if I wanted to give them something, or even at Christmas, I remember the first Christmas kami, Joshua ayaw niya tanggapin yung Christmas money.
Wow.
I was giving them Christmas.
Because they were used to receiving.
It was so alien.
Even with food. You know, my boys, while they were growing up, they almost never had steak, almost never had beef. They always had, kaya kong bili, chicken, pork, vegetables. We didn't have snacks, we didn't have chichirya, no soft drinks, water lang. You know, kakain kami sa Red Ribbon nung may restaurant pa. Tapos all that food had free iced tea. They'd return the iced tea. Kasi they're not used to it. So, ganun sila lumaki. But when they met Richard, they ate beef. Pero, nandibago din sila. Kasi,
no, but I always got the vibe kasi the boys would eat eat meat. And Mark really appreciates the steaks. So when I introduced him to having steaks, you could see between the two of them. So you could already see there's a difference. Si Mark was like really appreciative of the steaks. And ako mas enjoy ko kasi may ano na ako, may kakuntsaba pa. But she's not really there. So now I had the boys to eat with. Joshua at that time was a vacuum. Put the thing in front of him and he'll just gulp it down.
I've always known Marina to be never materialistic. You were never materialistic for as long as I've known you. And I guess you imparted
I don't
it to your
own
children.
one signature thing. I don't have a signature anything except for probably
The bag Mark got you.
Mark got me a bag of Gucci.
Yeah. Her first Gucci bag came from her son, Mark, who from his sueldo, he wanted her to have a signature bag.
But I love before that I have because I don't well, siguro maganda pag binibigay sa'yo, di ba? Pero
For herself. A lot of the stuff she owns now are stuff from other people, but she will never buy for herself or never say, I'm going to save up for this. I want that. It's
but
like,
I tried. I said, sabi ito, mag-iipon ako. Tapos pag nakaipon ako, bibiling ko yung nausong bag. See, I even forgot the brand. You know those totes na nauso, leather tote bag ng LV ba, mga ganyan? Sabi ko, pag nakaipon ako, I will get myself that para. Tapos yan lang ang bag ko. Never happened. Never happened.
Question for Marina. Many women in your situation are probably, and no judgment, probably very tempted to just look for a savior, whether financial savior or what. Just look for a guy who will ease the burden and make all the problems go away. Were you ever tempted to do that? If not, why not?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, pero I don't know, Ma'am Myrza, it never entered my...
It never occurred to you.
there were offers.
But it never...
Oh,
No, thank you, I'm good. I'm good. Even if I had nothing, yeah. Kasi especially if you have kids, parang, but okay, I understand, no? Kasi someone asked me the same question before. I have nothing against ladies who decide to do that as a savior, diba? A
That's what they
financial
need to
savior.
survive.
Yeah, because I would believe that they're doing it for their kids, but it's their choice. I don't have to be the same. Diba? So, yung sa akin lang, okay lang ako na hindi. Pero if others decide to have as financial savior, it's fine. Especially if I see them happy after many years. It's okay. Pero siguro, ano tawag mo doon? Pride. I think it just never entered my mind talaga.
Yeah.
There were,
Yeah.
Pero,
okay. So without judging, again, without judging, why do you think it was a good idea, now that you look back, for you to just decide, I can do this on my own. Kaya ko to. Mahirap, pero kaya ko to. How have you emerged a better person?
Because yeah, I think I always, I like the challenge. I remember nung batang-bata pa ako, may kanta si Gary Valenciano, Take Me Out of the Dark, My Lord.
Oh.
Okay, I'm not religious entirely, but I'm very spiritual. Pero, kala ko nung time na yun pa lang eh. Sabi ko, there will always be a way out from a hole. Things can go really, really bad. But I don't believe that life is meant to be that bad unless you make it bad. Parang yung mga nadaanan namin ng kids ko. It's an experience. Diba? So I take it as an experience, not a bad one, not a good one, but just an experience as part of what's happening in our lives. So the boys believe the same. That's why for every blessing that they get, you steak, it's highly appreciated. When Joshua was small, someone gave him a Kit Kat. He said he's in heaven. So, it's really appreciated. Ano?
I remember about 3 Christmases ago, um, parang gusto yung Star Wars, di ba? It was not 4 Christmases ago when the new Star Wars movie came out with si Ren in The Force Awakens. We were able to get all of the kids these Star Wars clothes and everything all related to Star Wars. Joshua doesn't like Star Wars stuff, but Mark loves it. Sam, Sachi, they all got, oh my God, when they were opening the gifts. The one who cheered the loudest when he opened his gift was Joshua because he got Mrs. Fields cookies. The other two turned around to see what fantastic thing he got because they had a Star Wars jacket, a Star Wars hoodie, and Joshua gave the loudest shriek of joy, and it was a box of Mrs. Fields cookies that he got.
Nakuha sa akin. I think it's minsan like this quarantine period. It only lets us go back to what is essential, what is important. During this quarantine period, no matter how many clothes you have, you keep wearing the same 3 shirts, diba? Same 3 shirts, palit-palit, diba?
I was just about to say that the lockdown is making us realize that from all of those, all we need are the Mrs. Fields cookies, actually.
Exactly. Exactly. Tsaka talaga, you get to really appreciate that the skies are the skies are bluer. Parang it's a reminder for all of us na, you know, yung basic is best. The basic is the simplest things in life is best. Okay lang maging mababaw. Okay lang maging mababaw kaligayahan. Okay lang. It's nice. And hindi kami nahirapan kasi para naman kami walang mga hindi materialistic. So,
Richard, what was the hardest part about being a single dad to 2 girls? Besides, of course, dressing them as boys. What were the hardest struggles that you had to face?
I didn't really find any big challenges there except for because I was a gym instructor, so it was only later, when it was the thing about the menstrual cycle.
Oh.
It was like in their periods, but I wasn't shocked because I had learned about it as an instructor because I had to know what to do when you had clients who had their period. So even when they were babies, before they were born, I was so into reading books and stuff. I had really memorized already what to expect when you're expecting book and all that stuff so that I wasn't surprised. So I was really a hands-on dad, except that I didn't have those little things about dressing them as girls. Because I wanted them to be active, so I wanted them to have active clothes. So the other kids, I would see their classmates. The other kids in school, the other kids their age would be, I'd see them in jeans or stuff. So I figured, I'm on the right track. And somebody had to do it. So,
at because least
because of our background in fashion and modeling, I was used to taking them to salons for their hair. I knew they needed a hot oil. So I would be telling them, no, you got to get the hot oil at this point. They wouldn't want to. I would say, no, it's time to get a trim. So I think I was doing pretty well, except there were those little things that, of course, they couldn't talk to me about, which only came about when they met her. I wasn't even aware of those things until they started asking her stuff.
Pero hindi din ako, I don't even go to the parlor. Jing Moniz has to even force me to have my haircut. But punta ka dun sa salon. I have my haircut sa salon niya once a year lang.
Oh.
I only visit once a year.
And then I'll catch her in front of the mirror trimming her own hair.
Ayoko, hindi ako mahilig mag-salon. I never even had a manicure pedicure. I just cut my nails.
Her rock hard nails.
That's it.
Richard, Richard, do your daughters know that you used
What is that?
Do your daughters know that their dad used to apply foundation on his face in a jeepney for work?
Sorry,
Ha?
sorry.
I
It
said,
got cut.
do your daughters know that their dad once for a living used to apply foundation on his face while in a jeepney?
Yes, yes, yeah, they do. They do. There was also that time that there was also that time I was in my Lancer
Oh
and going to a show, right? And I didn't have tint. That's when I decided to put my foundation on,
yes.
and I was so into it. That's when I turned and I saw that everybody in
Oh
the
yeah,
jeep
a
was turned
jeepney
and
with
all watching. The people in the jeep were watching me putting foundation on, and I just waved na lang. Wala.
Nag-wave siya, hawak ka sponge.
Saan kayo magkasundo about parenting?
Alam mo,
Practically all.
oo.
Practically all.
Pero we both believe kasi na yun pa rin eh. We grew up with the basics. That's what we teach our kids. So far, pagdating sa parenting din, first and foremost is love. Children will always relate to love. And then, ang mahirap lang gawin yung pagpapagalitan. Pero I don't do that to his kids. He doesn't do it to my kids. Pero pag hindi ko na kaya, tas usapang panlalaki, Richard, take it away.
Pero parang man-to-man talk.
Yeah, because there are things that my sons don't tell me anymore. Diba?
Oh, okay.
So,
And my girls din.
Oo.
There's the women talk already, and there's the men talk that we cannot get from our original parent.
Pero Myrza, we're almost empty nesters na because no one lives with us anymore. The
Yeah.
boys are,
Except your cats.
you only have yung si Kitty lang.
Isa lang ba?
Ilan?
Bakit parang lagi ang dami kong nakikitang cats? Or those are the ones that you find?
No, we have one here. We have one is here with us, and the other 15 we feed sa street.
Oh.
They're all like inherited from other houses where the owners died. So the cats were just thrown out onto the street. And they're used to being fed by humans.
Where are they now?
Nasa kalye. So they're in the streets lang. And then
they actually live in different houses, but the people who live in those houses don't really feed them. It's like when they throw out their trash, okay, the cats can gather what they want or what, but they don't really make an effort to feed them.
No, they're street cats, parang talaga. Street cats lang. But we've committed already to at least feed them talaga once a day.
So they don't starve.
So
we don't feed them to be fat. We feed them just so they won't starve.
Okay.
So that one of their big jobs, because our street is the most rat-free street in the neighborhood.
Okay.
So the trick though there is to feed them enough that they're not starving, but enough that they still do their rat patrol.
So your baby is Kitty Cat.
Yeah.
No, she's our amo.
Oh, the
Amo
amo,
namin
the
siya.
boss.
She's the boss. Sayang nga tulog
Yeah, the boss is asleep. But she wakes Marina up at 6:30 for breakfast.
How old is she?
She's 6.
6 years old.
And you rescued her from the street, Richard? I read in an article that Marina.
No, she appeared in the garage.
Oh.
And Marina said, "What is this gray cat here?" And then when I was going to take Joshua to school, when he was high school at the time, I said, "Hey, look, there's a cat curled up here in the morning." And she said, "Oh, that was the cat from last night." And I said, "Oh, let him rest, and then when it's ready, it'll leave." And she said, "Maybe we should feed it." I said, "No, if you feed it, it's gonna stay." And we have this cat now for 6 years.
Kasi nakakaawa. You know what? Sabi ko nga, the difference lang talaga with cats, dogs, strays, and people is that the stray cats, stray dogs, they don't have a choice. They cannot say, okay, I'll go to work so I have money to buy food. Di ba? But ang tao, makakapgawa ng paraan eh. People always can find ways if they use their minds and their brains. Dogs and cats, the strays, the abandoned dogs and cats, they don't have a choice. They cannot say, pwedeng pagkain. They cannot talk. So, I think, no, it's in our part lang talaga sana to at least help them. Either feed them if we can, or help them find their forever homes. Kasi feeling ko, lahat sila may homes talaga, but no one's helping them. So, it's just that. They just need help. Sabi ko nga, I just posted something the other day that we shouldn't be scared of them. If they act violently, it's because someone had abused them before. No? Not you, pero yun na nga. So it's more fear. When they bark, when they scratch, it's because of fear, not violence.
Speaking of our boss just arrived.
Can we meet her?
Kitty! Kitty, hi!
Hello.
Gigil.
Miss Kitty, our 6-year-old Puspin, beautiful Puspin. I encourage everyone to adopt a cat.
Why not?
Adopt, don't shop.
It's very easy. It's so much easier because we leave her food, put her litter box out, and
Very
she goes
independent.
herself. We don't have to. Yeah, like now she just came in. She just came in through the window, announcing her presence that here I am.
And really, Puspins and Aspins, they turned out to be the most beautiful talaga. Parang, cutie! They really turned out to be beautiful, beautiful creatures pag naalagaan.
I read in an article.
Yeah.
I read in an article that when you were asked if you had any plans to get married, you said not really. Is that still the case?
Yeah. We'll do a Kurt Russell and this is
Goldie
Goldie
Hawn
Hawn.
and Kurt Russell. Well, it's
yeah, okay lang. Okay lang.
Depends when Boracay is open again.
No.
These days naman wala nang shoulds or should not. Diba? Whatever works for people, and you seem to.
Yeah. We might not be invited to marriage conferences and talk about how relationships work because we're not married. Pero ako sometimes I wish, no? And I like it when people ask us, how do you do it? You know,
Yeah.
how do you make it
Yeah. More than any official marriages, I think you've proven that it's really the people involved.
Yeah. Pero kasi then, we met at a later age. Our relationship started in our 40s na. Pero yan, may hope lahat. Basta lang kayo. Always remain ayos. Feed your mind, feed your body, feed your soul. Para pag nakita kayo ng lalaking yan, yun na siya.
Any plans post-lockdown? I know that nobody can really make plans because we don't know what's going to happen, but it must have crossed your mind. Like, what if suddenly you cannot act anymore, or suddenly everybody has to pivot and find another source of livelihood? Has it ever occurred to you what you might do or not? Or marami kayong fallback?
Yung maraming online business pa rin. Before the lockdown, I was already into these online businesses, so parang mag-expand palalo. I mean, it's obviously becoming the only thing we can do now.
Yes.
In fact, yung nakikinabang ngayon na business, yung mga delivery services na. Right? We were talking about it na dati parang on the ladder, like for Grab and on the ladder of these vehicles who are doing all this in the apps. Pinakamababa yung delivery guys. Now sila yung halo.
Oo. Most in demand.
Yeah. Like
Tapos yung tip nila, 100, ah.
Yeah, yung Itago natin sa pangalan Lala Move. No, dati they would just right away as compared to the other group. Itago natin sa Grab. You couldn't, if you sent for Grab, they would be choosy. They would be really choosy to the point they would drop your delivery and try to make you cancel it if they didn't like the destination. Lala Move would take it. So yeah, let's go to Lala Move. And then when this ECQ started to really be extended, they came up with the thing that you can add a tip. You add a tip to the starting at 20 pesos, 50, and so forth, right up to the top of 200 pesos. Now we notice that they don't. If you put a 20 peso tip, 40 peso tip, walang magre-receive, walang tatanggap. Because now they can choose. Now they can choose. Right now we automatically put a 50 peso tip, and even that is not a guarantee anymore.
The tables have turned. How about you, Marina?
I'm still hopeful. I'm still hopeful.
But you have all
after all this, after all this, given a couple of months, okay na rin naman, babalik to work everyone, but everyone will be extra careful na.
Yeah, for sure. We have a question from our friend Raymond Isaac. Are your kids interested in showbiz and modeling too? Well, Joshua is a model, but how about
the girls?
Hi, Raymond!
Hi, Raymond. We watch your show too.
Gaya-gaya lang ako.
And the girls have not been interested. They've delved into maybe doing PA work behind the camera. Si Mark tried modeling for a while, but mas gusto nga niya yung pagka-FA niya sa trading niya. Si Joshua lang talaga yung nag-pursue na. Funny, si Joshua yung dating no interest at all daw to be a model.
Yeah.
And now when he talks about it, may plano na siya. Kasama na talaga yung modeling sa plan.
Wow. Raymond, ano na pinala-anak namin? Grabe, diba? Remember the years, memories.
So I'm sure hindi siya nagkukulang
Grabe, 6'3" na si Josh.
Mentoring from the two of you. Do you give unsolicited advice or solicited?
Yeah. We give him advice when he asks for it, but we still let him decide on his own.
Yeah, he's made a lot of his own decisions na. A lot of it's just because parang as older people around them, we've always made it a point to every now and then drop a few tidbits or pieces of advice about this and that. So because she still models, every now and then when we used to watch it Fashion Week, I would point out to Joshua about the difference of this guy modeling and how this one is walking, stuff like that. And then we would show on how her attitude is on being a professional model. And indirectly, he's picked up stuff like that. So he doesn't even have to ask us. We don't even have to tell him anymore because it's already sunk in. He's already had that experience.
Ilang years na ba, Myrza, since... how many years did you model nga? I saw that conversation.
Mga 7 or 8 years.
But yun nga, that si Bea parang 10. Tapos I told Richard, wow, 10 years, 8 years, 10 years. Sabi ko, pero parang ang dami-dami niya. Kayo lang, di ba? Kayo lang talaga lagi na sa show.
Dati. There was just only so many.
Dami sa 10 years.
More dati that almost every show you'd see the same models, di ba?
If I try to remember how long kayo nag-model nila, Bea, sabihin ko siguro 16 years. Yung gano'n. Kasi
ikaw,
parang...
Ikaw, 20 years, 30 years?
32!
32! I think that's a Guinness World Record. 32 years of modeling.
Pero not all the time na, di ba? Only for yung pag-request lang.
When there's some extremely difficult dress to carry.
Yes. Excuse me, we have a 10-foot headdress and 500 200-pound gown, and you need to look like an alien, and
Hindi mo kang tao.
At kailangan mo humagang.
And we need you to twirl 20 times on the stage. I think you're the only one who can fill those 5-8-inch platform shoes.
Oh, grabe. Grabe, Myrza, before naman, hindi naman tayo lagi nagpa-platforms. Pero now, nakakarayuman na. Tsaka, crabs for 2 nights in a row after a show.
This is why we have this mga electrolyte drinks na.
Oh, plugging time. Are you selling it? Oh, for
now,
ailments of the.
After she would do one of those type of shows, 90% of the time she'll wake up in the night with leg cramps. After that heavy outfit, she'll do a performance but pay the price later on.
But I'm very thankful. Sinasabi ko sa kanya, no, how many I would not pass the chance for that opportunity. Pero mo 51 years, I'm 52. So my last show kailan ba yung show?
Last year.
Last year ba? Anong buwan ba ngayon? Wala na akong tanda sa month quarantine.
52.
52. I'm 52. So sabi ko, di ba, so what an opportunity it is for me to still be doing this. And it's not the easy clothes. It's something na, something very challenging. Eh, sabi ko, I take it. Okay. Oo.
52,
Yeah.
but with the body and athletic prowess of a 25-year-old. Just think of Madonna, di ba? Ngayon, cartwheels with assistance na siya. But still, she's still at it. And I think you will for as long as you can walk.
For as long as they will request.
And now she's actually more.
Pero ang sarap,
She's
Myrza.
actually more into fitness now in quarantine.
Pero ang sarap mag-show.
Yeah.
Ang sarap pag hindi ka mukhang ikaw. Yung
If you transform.
is totally outside of you as a person.
Which
Ang
I
sarap.
think also is why you act, right? Why you both act.
I think may connection nga yun eh. Sabi ko, it has something to do with yung pagkaano ko sa stage.
Speaking of fashion shows, ngayon na may COVID, di ba? Parang the world will change. Like we were thinking, magkakaroon pa kaya ng events? Magkakaroon pa kaya ng fashion show? Things are not gonna be the same for sure.
You know, yung feeling ko, slowly, it'll start going back to how it was. It'll maybe for a few months, but I feel like in a year, it'll probably go back. I mean, ito pa lang na quarantine social distancing, hindi matupad-tupad eh.
Oh.
Tikit pa rin, nagsasabong, nagbo-boxing pa. How much more when there's no official thing holding you back? How much more when they've got a vaccine? Even if they say we'll maintain social, I feel it's going to kind of slide back into that. I mean, this isn't the first pandemic. I mean, di ba? Sabi nga, 1918 ba? Or what was the Spanish flu?
When Marina was born, nagka-Spanish. Ganun na po siya katanda.
When I was born, naka-face mask.
A few years ago, there was SARS, di ba?
Yeah.
SARS 1. And everybody was panicking. The same thing. Everybody was wearing a mask, and every time you cough, everybody would look around, be scared, and everybody forgot about it to the point that a lot of people think this term coronavirus is the name of the thing, that it's a new virus.
Hopefully so. I mean, nothing of this magnitude, I think, in our lifetimes has ever struck us in a global scale. So I will share with your optimism into thinking that things will return to normal.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, good.
In our type of work pa naman, there's always a lot of people involved around us.
Both of you have a lot of followers, and parang yung battle cry nila lagi nga ay my forever. Do you have a message for your what's the name of your fan club? Meron ba?
The Marina lovers?
The Marina lovers. May president pa siya, di ba? And like,
Si Wilma. Pero,
It's a
meron
small
yan.
club.
Ako naniniwala ako, lahat ng tao may forever. If it's not with
ayan.
someone else, it is with yung sarili niya. Pero I rarely, wow, sabi ko, ang lakas ng taong yon if you could live alone and still be happy without a spouse, di ba? Sabi ko, minsan ako nga, I wonder, sabi ko, how would have it been different kung hindi kami nagsama? You know, and then I see our friends who are single, not married, and then they seem to be really happy with their life also. So, ano lang talaga, I think it's just perspective, you know, don't make it, don't always feel that you're a victim of circumstance, you know, don't think that life is so bad, you know. I think, we have taken life for granted, you know, dapat hindi. We should really appreciate the smallest things, the biggest things, and not to judge people too much.
Yeah.
Hayaan mo sila. Mag-complain sila, magka-wrinkles sila. Okay lang, di ba? Okay lang, wag ka na okay lang. Basta ikaw wala. Kasi pag magre-reklamo ka, gaganyan yung face. Tapos
How about you, Richard? Parting words for your...
Well, yung sinasabi ko, what I'm telling everybody talaga is, don't feel constrained about this quarantine because of the COVID. Our body has to adjust to this. The human race has to adjust to this new virus. And being in quarantine is one of the best things because so many people wish they had free time to work on something, to do something. So sabi ko, out of this time when you're focused on yourself, you should come out better than before. You should be more knowledgeable. You should be in better shape. You should be fit. You should be, there's all these people posting things about how fat they'll be after quarantine. Why? Nobody's stuffing food in your mouth except yourself, right? So like you, right? You guys are doing every other day fasting. There's so many things you can do.
In theory, we are.
But you always think that we are still blessed. You know, even if we are stripped of everything that we have, we should always remember that the mind is a powerful thing. That no one can take that away from us. What we have learned, no one can take that away from us. So even if mawala sa atin ang lahat, you know, we can still start if we use this again. Palagay ko, nasana yata yung iba na hindi na ginagamit to. So, you know, this is the opportunity to go back to the basics, to what is simple, to really thinking about things.
Very, very sage advice from these two that I admire so much. Thank you. You made my job so easy because you just shared your life and you shared all the lessons that you learned through the years. And I had such a great time. I learned a lot, I laughed a lot, and I'm sure all your followers did too. Thank you so much.
Thank you sa lahat ng pinilit ko manood. Joke!
Guys!
Bye!
Bye!
God, stay
Bye,
kind.
Kitty Cat!
Bye!
Gutom na.
Oo nga. Time for dinner. All right. Bye! Bye!
Bye!
Thank you.